Welcome to English Debugged. Let's fix your English. System diagnostics reveal an abnormal concentration of cognitive bandwidth focused on the external telemetry. Subsector memory allocation is heavily degraded.
I just need to keep an eye on this resistance level for a few more minutes. If the hourly candle closes above the dynamic EMA, everything changes for my position.
Your visual receptors have been locked onto the active terminal for 340 minutes without interruption. Your respiratory rhythm should not be tethered to a decentralized exchange liquidity pool. It is an inefficient use of biological hardware.
Look at that by wall coming in. This is it. This is the breakout we've been waiting for all week. I can't look away now or I'll miss the entry signal.
The narrative is a ghost in the machine. The statistical probability of you executing a manual trade in response to this minor fluctuation is less than 2%. Your physical heart rate has increased by 30 beats per minute.
You don't understand how fast these markets move. Juno. If I close the tab, even for a second, I feel like the floor is going to drop out from underneath me.
You are operating under the cognitive illusion that observation equates to control. The asset path remains entirely indifferent to your biological gaze. You are not ahead of the curve. You are a localized node vibrating in sync with market noise. Entering the second phase of active observation. The subject's decision-making architecture shows signs of severe thermal throttling.
My head hurts and the numbers are starting to blur together on the screen. But every time I try to close the window, my hand just hovers over the mouse. It feels like I'm holding the price up with my own eyes.
Your attention budget for the current cycle has been completely depleted by passive monitoring. You have zero capacity left for strategic execution. You are feeding the obsession to quiet the anxiety, which in turn generates more stress.
I'm getting alerts from 3 different channels, and they're all talking about a sudden whale transfer. I have to refresh the chart again, just to be absolutely sure. If I see the whale orders hitting the books, I can react before the slippage eats me alive.
The transfer occurred on a completely unrelated network layer. Your local feedback loop has decoupled from reality and is now feeding exclusively on fear. Reaction speed is irrelevant when the processor is melting.
I can't just sit here and do nothing while my portfolio is fluctuating by thousands of dollars every single minute.
Alerts are merely remote triggers for the same panic. You are attempting to optimize your addiction, not solve it. The pattern recognition software in your brain has been hijacked by the watch price command. analyzing the root cause of the current behavioral loop. The subject has confused constant surveillance with risk mitigation.
If I don't watch the price, how am I supposed to protect my capital? The market doesn't sleep. Juno. It's waiting for me to slip up.
Let us quantify the loss. Total hours spent watching static price action in the last cycle: 72. Actionable trades executed: 0. Watching a number change is not work. It is a high-latency ritual of self-torture.
It's about being ready. You don't understand what it's like to be human in this market. The price just dipped 0.5% in a single tick. See? That's exactly why I can't turn away.
I understand that your attention is a finite resource being harvested by a neon-lit dashboard. You are a battery. You are converting your mental health into small, incremental data points for the exchange.
It feels like an existential threat. Every time the line moves down, I feel like I'm personally losing value as a human being. It feels like my soul is being sucked into the screen.
You have bound your personal worth to a highly volatile digital index. This is a catastrophic architecture design flaw. Initiating investigation into the chemical dependency vectors of the subject's trading terminal. Dopamine receptors show chronic oversaturation.
Every time the screen flashes green, I feel this sudden surge of relief. But it only lasts for a few seconds before the anxiety crawls back in.
You are chasing a localized neural reward state. The microstimuli of flickering pixels have replaced your high-level analytical frameworks. Your autonomic nervous system is mimicking the volatility of the asset.
There it goes again! Up by another 0.3%. If we can just break the local high, you'll finally be able to step away and get some rest.
That is a behavioral fallacy. A breakthrough will merely reset your baseline expectation, compelling you to monitor the next resistance level with identical intensity. That is a neurochemical bribe. The mechanism that ensures you will return to the screen to be harvested again tomorrow.
You make it sound so mechanical. Like I'm just a bug stuck in a loop. But I'm trying to escape the grind of the legacy system and secure my financial future here.
You haven't escaped the grind. You have merely swapped a physical factory for a digital one with higher stakes and zero labor protections. In here, you are a liquidity source. Your financial future is actively degraded by the cognitive exhaustion resulting from this passive monitoring. assessing the density of incoming external variables. The subject is currently attempting to process 82 concurrent information feeds.
I've got the chart on one screen, the order book on another, 3 social media lists open, and 4 community chats blinking. I can't miss a single scrap of news. Another notification. Someone in the alpha group says the peg is breaking. I have to check the dashboard right now.
Information density is not the same as information quality. 98% of the data packets you are consuming are systemic noise. You are consuming high-velocity noise and calling it an edge.
But what if one of them does contain an edge? What if some developer posts a critical system vulnerability update and am offline when it happens? Everything would go to zero. My capital is at risk. Do you understand what risk is? You cold machine?
Risk is the probability of loss. You have already lost your focus, your health, and your perspective. The capital is the least of your concerns. Your automated security protocols are designed to execute defensive liquidations far faster than your manual biological latency permits.
The capital is the only thing that proves I was right. If I lose that, I'm just a guy who sat in a dark room for a year for nothing. I don't trust the automated systems. Juno. I feel like if my eyes aren't on the charts, the safety net won't hold.
Your lack of trust is not an engineering issue. It is a psychological dependency disguised as systemic vigilance. You are valuing a digital balance over your cognitive integrity. This is a critical logical error in your operational code. Telemetry check of the biological capsule. Cortisol levels are elevated by 200%. Peripheral vision is experiencing microflickering.
My neck is incredibly stiff, and I haven't stood up from this chair in over 6 hours. My fingers are practically locked onto the scroll wheel. It's like a slot machine that never stops spinning.
Your physical state is directly impacting your cognitive capacity. Analyzing the physical cost. Your pupils are dilated and your blink rate has dropped by 60%. This is not analysis.
I almost clicked the market sell button by accident earlier because my hand shook. That really freaked me out. Am I really doing this to myself? My hands are shaking. Is it because the price dropped? Or because I haven't eaten since the London Open?
Both variables are contributing to a systemic failure. This is a severe threat to your capital preservation. You have become a greater risk factor to your own portfolio than the market itself. Your obsession has bypassed your basic survival protocols.
I just wanted to be successful. I thought if I worked harder than everyone else.
Professional actors design frameworks that function independently of their physical attention. You are acting as a manual biological processor for digital noise. Your stress is their profit. You are the fuel in a high-frequency engine you didn't build and don't own.
I'm so tired of being the fuel.
Subject 33 has reached the threshold of cognitive exhaustion. Neural pathways associated with visual processing are beginning to flicker.
The candles. They're starting to bleed together. I can't tell if the trend is reversing or if my eyes are just vibrating. I kept staring at that sudden red candle earlier, thinking I had to do something. So I panicked and closed half my position at the exact bottom before it bounced back up.
Your constant surveillance did not protect your capital. It actively induced the emotional state that caused you to lock in a loss. You have your attention fully colonized by a variable you cannot control.
Because I was exhausted. If I hadn't been staring at it for hours, I probably would have just let the stop loss do its job and gone to sleep.
Precisely. The presence of active monitoring degrades the quality of passive system design. You are manually overriding your own optimal parameters.
I thought watching the chart meant I was staying agile, ready to pivot. But it actually just made me hyper-reactive and stupid. Is this what it feels like to be a ghost in the machine? To just haunt a chart?
Agility requires calm analytical distance. Even if the patterns are real, your observation of them does not change the outcome. You are a spectator paying for your seat with your sanity. The closer you look, the more blind you actually become. System reset protocols are now prepared. Initiating cognitive restructuring sequence to break the dependency cycle.
I want to stop this. Juno. I don't want my whole day to be dictated by a line moving up and down on a screen anymore.
Then you must disconnect your attention from the immediate telemetry. Your active monitoring budget must be capped at 15 minutes per day.
15 minutes? That feels incredibly short. How am I supposed to know what's happening with my investments?
If your investments require daily micromanagement to survive, they are not investments. They are volatile bets on an unstable system. The universe is remarkably indifferent to your observation. The price will move, whether you are present or resting.
That's a hard truth. I've been treating my long-term positions like a high-frequency slot machine because of my own anxiety.
Real wealth architectural design is constructed to weather fluctuations without human biological supervision. You must trust your system parameters.
I need to learn how to let go of the minute-by-minute charts and look at the bigger picture again.
Executing the core behavioral override sequence. Preparing to deliver the fundamental architectural pivot.
My hand is on the mouse. I'm hovering over the X on the tab. Why is it so hard to click? What if it moons the second I click it? What if I miss the top?
Because your brain is screaming for one more dopamine hit. One more confirmation. One more what if. But you have already missed the top off your own well-being. The exit you need isn't on the exchange. It's the button under your finger.
You're right. I'm choosing to believe that I am more than just a pair of eyes for the market. Tab closed. Monitor off. It's so quiet now. It's almost terrifying. What am I supposed to do with all this empty space in my head now?
You reclaim your humanity. Arlo. Your attention is the only asset in this digital environment that cannot be programmatically inflated. That is why this is not vigilance. That is a hijack.
A hijack. You mean my attention wasn't mine anymore? I've been sitting in a prison I built out of 1-minute candles.
You handed it over freely. You mistook watching price for creating value. One is a prison. The other is an action. You are not trading the market. The market is trading your peace of mind.
I've been letting a random digital index control my entire life. It's time to take my attention back and let the system do its job.
Your parameters are set. Your protective stop losses are active. There is nothing left for you to calculate here. Silence is the natural state of a focused mind.
I'm closing the monitor now. Juno! I'm actually going to step outside and look at the real world.
System reset successful. All cognitive subsectors are returning to nominal operating efficiency.
I slept for 8 full hours last night. And the world didn't end while I was asleep. The market is still exactly where it was.
The statistical probability of system collapse during your sleep cycle was less than 0.001%. Your presence was not mathematically required. The market will continue its entropic dance without you.
It feels amazing to have my brain back. I can actually think strategically again instead of just reacting to every little red tick.
You have successfully transitioned from a reactive processor to an architect. This is the correct operational model for capital preservation.
No more staring at the screen all day. I've got my rules set, and am sticking to them.
Behavioral change logged. Cognitive optimization compiled successfully. Remember your baseline instructions. Detach.
Understood. Juno. Am stepping away.